This is going to be a worked example for solving a problem using an obtuse triangle in the solution. In this question we have two bird watchers at A and C, and they are 500 meters apart along an east-west line. So I've kind of drawn our northwest, east, north, south, east, west at all of our points here. So two bird watchers are 500 meters apart on an east-west line, and they both spot a bird here at point B. And the first checks his compass and notes that the bird is north 18 degrees west. So the first person looks at their compass and they know that the line to the bird is 18 degrees away from north. So from north, if we go towards the west 18 degrees, that's going to be this line. And the second checks their compass and notes the bird is 78 degrees to the west from a north line. So that means this angle is 78. Okay, not the angle inside the triangle. We don't know that yet. What they're saying is north 78 east is this line is 78 degrees from north towards west. So that means this angle on the outside between north and west is 78 degrees. The question is asking for the distance from the closest watcher to the bird, or the distance AB. So let's put in blue and put an X here because that's what we're looking for. To go about solving this problem, although we have two angles, neither of these are angles of the triangle, we want to convert these into angles of the triangle. So I'm going to, just for reference sake, let's draw it a little bit more accurate, redraw this triangle here, and think about how we can find these two angles. The key thing to remember, the key thing to note is that northwest and north-south lines and east-west lines always meet at 90 degrees. So this is a right angle, and this is a right angle, and they'll always be at right angles. So if we want to find this bottom angle between AC and AB, it's going to be 90 plus 18, and that gives us that this angle is 108. If we wanted to find this angle, from north to west is 90. We've already gone 78, so how much is left? 90 minus 78, this is going to be a 12-degree angle. Okay, now with this triangle, and we know that this length is 500, we now have a angle side angle triangle, and we know that this can be solved fully. We can go and find any part we want, so we will figure out how we are going to solve for this line. Okay, so if we know this is 500, and we're looking for this one, should we use the sine law or the cosine law? If we have this angle and this side, and we have this side, I plan on solving for this angle, which we know two angles, we can do that, and using the sine law. So the first step I'm going to do is solve for this last missing angle, which we have 180 minus 108 minus 12. 180 minus 108 minus 12, this should be an angle of 60 degrees. So this is a 60-degree angle. So angle B, let's draw it maybe in this diagram, because we have, now we can set up our sine law. We're looking for a side, so I am going to put the sides on the top. X, or we'll write it out first. So A over sine A equals B over sine B. We want to put in our opposite pairs together. So for this one we have X and this angle of 12 go together. So we have X over sine of 12 equals 560 degrees. 500 and the sine of 60 degrees. Going through and solving this, we'll multiply both sides by sine of 12. Some of you may put the sine of 12 into your calculator first and multiply both sides by the decimal this becomes. The result will be the same. Sine 12 divided by sine 12 equals 1. So if we go to our calculator, we need to find the sine of, 12 sine is 0.2079. And we also need sine of 60. Oh, that's 8660, but just to make sure. 8660, good. And so to finish up, put it all into our calculator. 500 times decimal 2079 divided by decimal 8660 equals 120 point, oh, let's go back, 120.03. So there, that should help you with your assignment. Just as an additional note, the last question has a circle like this, where we have this information, and we're looking for these lengths. There's a triangle like this. The hint I'm going to give you is drawing this line. This blue line is a line that we should know the length of, and then that creates this triangle, which we can hopefully solve. So that is the hint I'm going to give you for the last question.